Who's your favorite host?
Who? Elon? I'm just playing.
Was he your least favorite host?
No, he threw me off a little bit to start because
His monologue was ridiculous.
He threw me off because when we met, I was trying to pitch him. I was like,
"Oh yes,
this how it was."
You pitched him an idea, and he said that's not funny.
He was looking at me like, "What?" Okay, I'm like, Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, goes into the Waffle House, falls in love with the waitress Brenda. Elon can get anything he wants. He can get the mailman to shit himself. He can get the dogs to lick his hand. He can have any woman he wants.
Brenda doesn't like it.
Except Brenda. And he was like...
And of course, she's you.
He was like, why wouldn't Brenda want me? I was like, you know what? Never mind. Never mind, motherfucker.
Wow.
He's like, I don't understand why Brenda wouldn't want me.
Wow.
And then his friend was like, I could get it if he had like a dog paw for a hand. I'm like, you know what? Never mind, y'all.
The Touré show. Okay, though. The Touré show. Okay, though.
That might be the best question I've ever been asked.
You're a phenomenal person. I mean, you legendary.
I am a fan of you, my brother.
Punkie Johnson is the funniest person to ever exist in the entire world. She was on SNL for 4 years. She grew up in New Orleans. We had an amazing conversation about where she came from as a comedian and what it was like to be on SNL, the highs and the lows. Let's get into it. It's Punkie Johnson on Touré Show. Punkie?
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Look, I done had a rough couple weeks. I'm tired. I'm tired with bleach. But you know what? I'm juicing this weekend.
To clean it out.
I'm cleaning up.
Because you were at Mardi Gras.
I was at Mardi Gras.
And it's drama? Because you're from New Orleans.
I'm from New Orleans.
So it's extra for you.
Look, we out there, we eating all the time, we drinking all the time. Then you're drinking again and you're eating again. And you're outside all day, you're outside all night. You've been walking the routes with the people. You're making friends, and you're finding these little kids to put on your shoulder.
I hope you didn't separate them from their parents.
It's so crazy how everybody just does the same dance. The correct term is Mardi Gras, but we from New Orleans. We say Mardi Gras. So it's crazy how everybody do the same dance at Mardi Gras. You kind of be like, it's kind of like these strangers get together and you become family. At least on the streets where I be. I don't like to be deep down on Canal Street, close to Bourbon. That's where all the drama at. I like to be on St. Charles, where it's families, and it's friends, and it's tourists, and it's visitors, and everybody's smiling and want to have a good time.
It's a beautiful town.
Yes.
It's love, it's culture,
yes.
It's amazing food, it's friendliness, and...
The food is the reason why I'm going under there going cleanse.
And there's a real hood. There's a real hood.
Oh, Lord, the hood. See, a lot of people be like, Punkie, I'm going to New Orleans. Where should I eat? I'm like, you can't ask me where to eat. Why? Because I'm not sending you to the quarters. I'm not sending you to all these little cute little places that you might see on TikTok and Instagram.
Touristy and prepared for
I'm
outsiders.
sending you to the hood where they turn their head when they seasoning stuff. What you doing, huh? What you doing? Girl, I'm fixing... Oh, shit. Damn it. And that's how they season food where I'm sending you.
Wait, what's the number one place you would send me?
Well, it depends on what you want. So for crawfish, it's just so many good places. For crawfish, my number one, who I love, honestly, is Mid-City on St. Bernard and Broad.
I don't even know what you just said.
Mid-City on St. Bernard and Broad. Now, that's the hood. It's right behind the Walgreens.
You know what I love? Is Dookie Chase.
Okay, Dookie Chase is good.
And I met Mama Chase. I went there while she was there, and she told us about how Dr. King was planning meetings upstairs and shit.
You're going to get the dirt.
She was dope.
I like Dookie Chase. Dookie Chase is a place, for me, I only go to Dookie Chase when it's a big celebration, like a graduation is going on or a birthday party.
Right.
Now, when I want to sit down and really dig in and give me like some really good gumbo, I'm going to Lil Dizzy's.
Where's the gumbo?
Lil Dizzy's.
Lil Dizzy's?
Lil Dizzy's got the fried catfish, the gumbo, the yams, the fried chicken. Oh my God. The fried shrimp. Man, last time I went there, they had like some type of crab cake pontchartrain. I'm like, what is this? And give me more. Like, what is this juice, this gravy stuff? Because New Orleans do gravy. We gravy on everything.
Of course.
It was. They had this food guy who went to Lil Dizzy's and did a review, and he complimented everything, and he did great. And he was like, "Now the gumbo was on a juicier side. It was on a thinner side, but it was good." I'm like, I wanted to pump. I wanted to run through the phone. Where's you going? They got thick ass gumbo. Where's you going? Don't play with Dizzy. Don't play with Dizzy.
I love how the accent changes as you talk about New Orleans. You get deeper into the New Orleans accent and the Frenchness of it. And
that's, I'm trying to fix that.
Don't.
Well, I have to, why? Because whenever I do like an audition, they like, girl, you sound way too New Orleans. Next. And then I did, Lena Waithe hit me up. And we connected, and I did The Chi for a couple episodes on season 7, and all the directors was like, "We need to do that take again. We in Chicago. You from Chicago?" And then I did.
That'd be sharper with the way you talk.
I just have to really articulate my words, because we don't say Tuesday, we say Tuesday.
Yes.
And we don't say car, we say call.
Yes.
And we don't say store, we say store.
So you have to be more...
I just have to be more aware.
To say the whole word.
I have to speak the entire word, and I have to say it a little faster, because it's Tuesday. It's not Tuesday.
Talk very slow in
Correct.
New Orleans. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just like a little...
Well, certain people do.
It's like a chill...
Certain people talk very fast.
Right. So sometimes when I'm on the phone with my mom, I'll try to speak fast. She's like, "Girl, I don't understand a word that's coming out your damn mouth. Now what's going... You've been out there with them damn people too long. What people? Them Hollywood folks. I don't talk like that."
Why did you start in comedy?
Because my family goofy. My family like the Wayans. None of us was smart enough to start a whole damn...
Are you the funniest one?
Oh, no. My family is funny by mistake.
What's that mean?
You know how you'll just be looking at somebody and they'll just be having a random conversation with somebody, and you could just look at their mannerisms and see how they talking to people, and you just bust out laughing? Because my mom would be talking to somebody and she'd be like, that's what I thought, boo. And that's just how, she don't mean, her whole intention of that is not to be funny. She's just being who she is. But if you're watching her do it, you're gonna be like, what is wrong? What happened? Like, she's like, oh, nothing. And it's like, why were you being so dramatic and doing all, and just, she's like, that's just how I talk. I'm like, Ma, that's hilarious, bro. Something wrong with you. But I think my Auntie Candy the funniest.
Candy.
My Auntie Candace is probably the funniest, because you just never know what she gonna say.
So you learned how to be funny being around the family.
We just never took anything serious. That's the problem in my relationships right now. I just can't. Anything happen, it's just funny. My family, we laugh at funerals. I might have been to one serious funeral in our family. And that was my cousin Mo, because he went way too fast. And what happened to him was tragic. But everybody else who died when they was older and it was time for them to go, nobody took none of that serious.
Was there any thought of anything else? When did you start in comedy?
I started comedy, I would say, I think 2000, I think it's 10.
So you're...
As the years go by, God,
what?
It's just getting away from me. I am...
25?
What are we, 20? 15 years now. It's been 15 years.
She just realized that.
15 years ago... No, I lied. I'm lying. I think 2021 is when I moved to Los Angeles. Yeah, okay.
But you're about 25 when you start comedy?
I was about 26. 26. I think I moved
when
when I was...
late.
Yeah, that's very late. That's very late, but also...
Because a lot of folks are teenagers getting after it. Late teenagers, early 20s starting.
I was... You know what happened with me? Nobody... My family didn't go to college. My immediate family. I think people on my biological father's side did go to college. Don't know too much about that side. But my immediate family don't went to college. So it was my goal to make sure I finished school before I did anything.
Finish college.
Yes. I think I finished college when I was about 23 years old, graduated from Nicholls State University, degree in general studies. Wanted to get a teaching degree, but when they said I was going to have to take a standardized test, I said, nope, I can't take no standardized test. I'll take that. I'll be in school forever. I can't. I don't know. Because what you give me to study and what's on that test, that's two different things. I studied this. I don't know what the fuck this is. So fuck y'all. Change this shit to back general studies right now so I get the hell up out this school. So got a degree because I wasn't going to do nothing with a degree anyway. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to go to California.
To be in entertainment.
Correct.
To be in comedy or be in anything in entertainment?
Well, when I wanted to be an actress. That was the goal. Stand-up comedy, yes, but it was a fear. That is very, because you go up there, you by yourself. You ain't got no band. You ain't got no coach. Like you boxing by yourself, but you got a coach. Every 3 minutes you go talk to him.
And you know what? Laughing is involuntary. So they're going to laugh if you make them laugh.
Yes.
If you don't make them laugh, it's silence.
Yeah.
And they're not going to fake it and give you a nice applause. And they're just like, you could tell they're not laughing. I am dying. And dying is hard.
Dying was hard. Now I'll sit up there and take a bullet like it's nothing.
Because now you're a pro.
Now just
so
if I
dying
go out there,
doesn't matter to you anymore.
Go out there and try something.
Yeah.
Don't laugh.
It's okay.
All right.
It's okay.
Especially because, and also I'm traveling a lot. So if it work over here, like a lot of my jokes might not work on the east. You know what? A lot of my jokes don't work in blue states. That is crazy.
Why?
Well, because I don't think that people understand what I'm trying to say when I'm trying to say it, right? So it's just like the majority of my comedy for right now is dedicated to queer people and asking them why the hell we call ourselves queers.
Okay.
Because it's a terrible name.
Okay.
As a unit? This is what we going for as a unit. The queers?
Because it suggests weird.
Why we couldn't be a bear, a wolf?
Something stronger.
I'll take something with
the bears?
something with some weight on it.
The wolves.
Bitch, I'll take a cat. I'll be a cat.
Cats.
I don't want to be a fucking queer. Like, what the fuck? No one takes us serious. Who takes a queer serious, bro? So when I say stuff like that, I think that it can brush off on the wrong way with some of my gay people, but I don't think they understand that I don't mean it like that. I mean it as a way of, we need something where people going to fucking respect us.
Right.
Now the white people, they cackling all day. God, fucking queers. They loving it. The black people like, yeah, that's right. Cause that shit, I don't respect none of you motherfuckers. Like, now if y'all were the wolves, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But queer man, fuck that. So it's just like, but it's just a way of like calling for respect for this group of people.
Right.
And also, I don't look like no damn queer. I look like a butch-ass bitch from New Orleans. And ain't nobody gonna ever call me no queer.
When did you come out to yourself?
Come out?
To yourself.
As gay?
To you.
To me.
Yeah, when did you say, I'm gay?
Nobody ever asked me that question. Okay. I put it to you like that, right? I remember I was in 9th grade. I've had these feelings before, right? I've never, even in PE classes, I've never really looked at my friends that way. I never, my mother raised me old school. We didn't have the internet. We used the daggone yellow pages to call Pizza Hut. You know what I'm saying? So she, and my mother was raised in the hardcore streets of New Orleans. And for the first beginning of my life, I was raised in the hardcore streets, but because my mother lived like that, she tried very, very hard to cover me. She didn't want me to know.
Were you in the projects?
We didn't live in the projects per se, but we lived in the houses next door.
Okay.
In the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right? So my mother really, really didn't want me to see that type of stuff. She sheltered me, and which I
Was she in the streets?
Oh yeah. I mean, my mother did.
She hustling?
No, not like that. No, she wasn't hustling. My mother always worked for the state. But, you know, we black people, we from the ghetto. It was very hard for us to come up out of that.
Right.
Eventually, by the time I was like 7, 8, she had it all together. We moved in a very suburban neighborhood where we still live to this day. Now, with that being said, I didn't know that they had like gay, straight people in the world. I didn't know that that was a thing.
Okay.
Right? I knew that you were supposed to like men, right? Great. I didn't know nothing about this gay stuff. But I do remember I'm in the 9th grade and I was in the bathroom and this chick was sitting, I don't even want to say her name. Let's call her Stephanie. Because I don't, you know, you never know how people feel about their names being out. Let's call her Stephanie. And she was sitting on the sink in the bathroom. And she was sweating because she had just played a basketball game.
Black
and she
girl,
had
white
these
girl?
Black. No offense. And she had beautiful, like these really beautiful hazel eyes, these beautiful straight white teeth, this big, pretty smile.
Hair.
She had a nice little slick back ponytail. She was the point guard. She was 3 years or 4 years older than me. And I don't know, something just clicked in me. And I looked at her, I was like, damn, I like this girl. Wow. And then I shook that shit off. I was like, bitch, what the fuck you talking about? Can't like no bitch.
You knew that was wrong,
It was wrong.
but you knew you felt that.
I knew I felt that.
You couldn't lie to yourself.
And also I've never felt that for a guy. I've never even liked, I never ever looked at a guy who's like, ooh, I want some of that. Never, ever in my life. So I just looked at her. It was just something about her sweat. It was something about her. And then I think one day I just walked up to her and kissed her. I had to have some of that.
And what happened?
She was just like, the fuck? And I just was like, you know, I'm young. I don't know what I'm doing. And she just kissed me back, and it just became a thing.
You started dating her.
We started dating.
How long did you date her?
Until we got in trouble for dating.
Wait, how long was that?
We probably got busted like 3-4 months in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
A good run.
We had a good run. Oh God. I'll never forget that day, man. I got in so much trouble. But I didn't get in trouble because I was gay. I got in trouble because the world is a fucked up place. So my mom is like, she was worried for me and my safety. Mm-hmm. You know, just being out there in New Orleans. Like the dudes, they see you with a girl, they hated that shit. It's a little better now. Mm-hmm. But back in the day, 25 years ago, they hated it.
Yeah.
Seeing two women together, they'll just come start fighting you. And you're like, man, come on, bro.
Well, if it was two lipstick or femme women, men would be like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But two more butch or mass-presenting women, they're like, I don't like that. So they're making a judgment not on, it's what would you call that, like lookism, right?
Yeah,
or something,
let's call
right?
it that.
You know what I mean?
It was... It was bad.
So, but was it a great relationship before you got caught?
Yeah, from what I can remember. Remember I was 13. That time is traveling now. That time is moving fast. Yeah, from what I was like 13, 14, I think. Yeah, it was great. She was so sweet, and I remember I got her some flowers one time for Valentine's Day. And, and then that's when you start learning about identity, right? Because you know who you are in the straight world because you're a girl and that's a boy. But now you're in the gay world, so now you gotta learn this gay shit. So once you enter that, once you open the door to that, that's a whole nother world.
That's not, and I could see somebody going, well, are you a top or a bottom or a boy or a masculine? But it's more nuanced and complicated. It's not just binary.
But also it's still complicated to me. I've been in this shit for a long time and I still don't understand the logistics of none of it.
What do you understand about the logistics?
From what I was raised in, we mirror the heterosexual relationship. That's what we do, okay? Now, how do you decide who plays which role? Depends on how you act, right?
Does it change from moment to moment, or this person's always...
It doesn't change. If you play like, I think it was categorized like this. If you play like basketball, or if you're in a band and play like the tuba or the bass drum, you the dude, right? And then if you don't, like if you like your nails done and getting your hair done and all the wigs and all that, you're the girl. And it has to stay that way. Now, if the butch change, that's gay. Like if a butch, we mirror in a heterosexual relationship, right? So me as a butch, if I go date a butch, that's gay. That's strikes. You can lose dyke stripes like that.
A butch should not date a butch?
Never. Even though it's girl on girl, we're supposed to be mirroring this heterosexual relationship, this heterosexual shit.
So you should be with a...
Right, because butch on butch, if
what?
you think butch on butch, equivocally is two boys. So if two butches date, that's two boys dating, that's gay.
I love how you said gay as a negative. I don't understand.
I know.
That throws me off.
Do you understand how I'm trying to tell you? I don't even understand the logistics.
Because when you first said that's gay, I'm like, I thought, well, that's good. But you meant, no, that's not good.
No, that's gay, man. We don't play that gay shit over here, just like y'all don't play that gay shit.
You're super playing the gay shit.
But that's what I'm saying.
Wait, but if you're not supposed to date butches, who are you supposed to date?
The films.
Is there not more than just two groups?
Well, the crazy thing is, like I said, we mirrored a heterosexual relationship. So if two lipstick lesbians are together, two girls, that's not gay. That's normal.
Because they're doing what society is supposed to do feminine-wise.
Two girls is just sexy. We approve. All of us approve. It's fine.
Oh, so this is just an anti-butch
This is
thing.
Also in the heterosexual world. It's fine for two cute girls to be together. In the gay world, it's fine for two girly girls to be together. I told you it's confusing. I'm still confused. But but now it's evolving.
Okay, how?
It's evolving to now it doesn't, I don't think it matters anymore. Like in my hood, it matters. But I think if you spread out to these different gay regions, I'm making that up. I don't even know what that means. But if you spread out to other parts of the world, it doesn't matter. Butches could be together without judgment.
But you would not date a white woman.
She would have to really touch my soul.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, I would date outside of my race.
You would date an Asian woman.
Oh, absolutely.
You would date a Latina.
Absolutely.
But a white, obviously black, but a white woman would be harder.
To me, it's harder because I can't...
Trust.
It is about trust, but I feel like I don't want to... I mean, it is about race, but it's not. But I feel like we would always continuously bump heads, and I don't feel like bumping heads.
Well, you don't want to educate somebody at home.
Correct. And we'll be beefing in the kitchen. We will beef in the kitchen. I love the kitchen.
More salt, please. The fuck?
What the fuck is this goofy shit you got bringing? Don't do that. Don't bring this over here.
Wait, all right, so since we're granular, are you colorist? Would you date a dark-skinned woman?
Oh, I love me some dark women.
Do you like light-skinned women?
I love I like a woman.
All black women?
All black.
Do you have a type?
You know what? I do, but I don't. Because you know what? I'm so corny. If we talking and we connect, you could be big, fat, small, and sometimes even, like I said, white. If you captivate my soul, we go together.
Does anybody make you laugh? Or is it always like, I make her laugh, and that's kind of the engine? You
know what? I was seeing one woman who was magnificent. Had her shit together, had her own house, have great career, make six figures. I mean, I was like, this jackpot. The times that I don't have a job, I'll be safe. You know how this job, you know how this career is. But I was bored.
Because she wasn't funny?
She was just like I would crack all the jokes and she enjoyed it. But she just didn't, our fun didn't mush. We didn't, our fun didn't mix in together.
So, okay, how'd you get to SNL?
First of all, I don't think I was supposed to be on SNL. I think...
As far as the universe, you mean?
Do you? So, okay, I am big. I call myself a dyke. That scares people. I'm brash, and I'm very, very opinionated and controversial, right? And not to start no shit, but just to have a it's just my POV, and I'm not afraid to say it. So as I was coming up in the comedy world, I have gotten notes of you are never going to be on network television because of the way you speak, because of the way you are, because of the way I'm hard. I'm too hard.
Butch.
You're never going to be a household name.
Too mask.
Too much of this, right? So when I got the call to do the audition for SNL, I was like, "Pah!
This is never going to happen."
It's never going to happen.
Were you part of Keenan complained, and then they hired 3 people? Mm-hmm. Were you part of that group?
I was not.
So you came after that group. That was right. Shay, Shashir,
and I think Leslie.
Okay.
Or was it Leslie?
Or was okay.
It was Leslie.
Perhaps.
It was Shashir and Leslie Jones, I think.
Okay,
if I'm not
and then
mistaken.
you came the year after.
Ego went, and then I came.
The year after Ego.
Correct.
And when you were there, there's like 3 or 4 other black people.
Correct.
It's like insane. We could do a whole sketch just black people. This is insane. We've never been able to do this at SNL.
And that actually happened with John Mulaney.
Oh, I know.
We just strolled into the pose.
Oh,
we did.
I know.
All the black folks. Stand up.
But wait. So are you saying you auditioned with a freedom because like this ain't gonna happen? So I'll just
audition
hang out.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna post the audition next week. It was I rewatched it. And I was like, this is ghetto. I cannot believe these people hired me. But to my understanding, they were looking for a queer cast member, which makes me happy because out of all of the queers that they saw, they picked me. You know? So, and I don't really know how many gay people they have, like, comically out here in this world. But if it's 100 and 100 people auditioned and they pick me, I'm cool with that.
No, that's beautiful.
I get to sit with that. I get to go to my grave with that.
So how did they tell you? Is it a phone call?
So I did my first audition. I did 6 characters. And you know, usually when they give you examples of the auditions, the people are in front of like a black screen, gray, whatever, and they just stand back and they do their characters. I was all in the camera. My camera right here, my face was right here. I wasn't way back there. I was walking in the camera doing all kind of crazy shit. I had music in the background. I mean, I was just my wig was all fucked up. I ain't had no makeup on. You could see my hair in the back of you can obviously tell something was wrong with me. So I was 100% like, they're not gonna pick this shit. I look crazy. Man, I got the phone call. They're like, hey, you got a call back for us? And I said, a call back? They said, yeah, you could either turn in the same tape or you could change it up, add some more. I said, man, I'm going to turn in a different tape. Nah, it's serious, because I didn't expect that. Now we about to fucking get real. So I did 6 characters the first time, added 6 characters, and then I added my stand-up at the end of it. Sent that bitch in. I read somewhere that blue is captivating. When people want to sell more, they use blue. So all of my captions at the bottom of my videos with every character was written in blue. I was like, I'm doing everything I can to get their attention.
Subliminals.
Yes.
Okay.
So I use blue for everything. And then after that, give it, turn it in, forget about it. Because this SNL is never going to happen, right? Got the call. Like, I knew something was going on because my phone rung and everybody was on the line. Whole team. Fucking Dave Becky was, you know how hard it is to get Dave Becky? Dave Becky on the motherfucking phone.
Dave Becky?
Dave Becky is the head of 3 Arts. He's like the man. He's the manager man. If you want a manager, that's the one you want. That's the man. And I got his right-hand man. I got Ethan Stern. That's my guys. They take care of all my shit. So they all call, this, Punkie! They screaming and look at me, ah! Every time they call, I'm driving. I'm in New Orleans driving. I'm probably got a po' boy in my mind. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, I'm about to go work at Amazon because this is during COVID. I'm about to be filling out an application to get a job in the warehouse because I ain't had a job in 8 months. The comedy store not opening back up.
You was really about to go to Amazon?
I didn't. The writer jobs wasn't happening. You couldn't do comedy. There was nothing in the business. I was running out of money. Fuck it. We got to get a job. So I'm just in New Orleans driving, eating a fucking po' boy on the phone. What's up, everybody? What's up, niggas? Just acting stupid with my team. They like, bitch, you got to sign this contract. You know, you can't tell nobody, but, you know, you up there to be with SNL. I'm like, what? Me? Next thing you know, then you do like an interview with like the talent. I think it was like Lindsay, somebody else. Do like an interview. Now, while I'm doing the interview on Zoom, my mama, black mamas, bruh, God bless them. Ma, I'm about to do an interview with SNL. I need everybody quiet. Okay, sweetheart. No problem.
I think I know where the story's going.
She in the kitchen, busting pans. Bang, this all you hear. But bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang. Pow, pow. Kevin, you want some gravy on these potatoes? I was like, I'm like, Ma. She's like, what? I'm like, listen, she's like, I don't care about the people. I'm like, oh my fucking. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And they was just in the background. I think they was laughing. I don't really remember what they was doing, but you know, black mamas, here she come. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm just in here cooking a little something. All right. She goes out. I'm like, bruh, this is.
I'm dying.
Oh, this is my favorite show, by the way. I've been watching this since I was such and such. Back in the thing. Bam, pap, pap. Come put this trash out. I'm just like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's a sketch right there.
Didn't even think you right about that.
Trying to get on SNL and mom is
just ruining stuff, vacuuming, sweeping, the damn dog barking. Can you get the dog? This her house. Oh, you know what? Let me shut up. Ain't nobody tell you to come up in here. You right, Ma. You right. I ain't gotta be quiet and shit. Yes, ma'am. You right.
Yeah. Your dad's mad light, is he not? Because your mom is brown. I'm now remembering when you were on with your mom on Mother's Day.
Correct.
She's brown.
Yes.
And you're light like my dad.
Yes, my biological father is very bright skinned. We the same color.
Yeah.
Yes.
You just remind me of my dad's color.
It was crazy. You know, the colorist thing, you know, I get upset sometimes because I hear a lot of stories about my mother. And she talks to me about the way she was raised and the way people treated her because of the color of her skin. And how she'll tell me sometimes how blessed she feels and how lucky she feels that I came out the color of my father. And that makes me hurt for her so bad.
Yeah. My mom has said stuff like that when I was younger, when we were younger, like, it's good that you're the color you are. I was like,
it sucks.
Okay, but I don't want to think about it.
And black chocolate skin is so beautiful. You know, I was seeing a woman who was darker and I insulted her by mistake. I didn't mean to do it. And I was like, you're the first chocolate woman I ever dated. I was like, I like this.
Oh, yeah. But
she took it as I was being colorist. And when she expressed that to me, I almost cried. I was just like, no. I swear, like, I had to figure out a way for her to understand that I wasn't trying to say what she thought I was trying to say. Because I would my mother went through that. I would you know, I was like, you were just the first. And she was like, yeah. And some kind of way I fixed that, but I'm like, I have to compliment differently. Mm-hmm. Just say you beautiful.
So tell me about being on SNL. What was it like for you?
Oh,
wow. All of that.
SNL taught me a lot.
Like what?
SNL taught me how to produce. SNL taught me how to direct. SNL taught me, basically when it comes down to producing your own project, you have to have your own vision. You have to know what the set's gonna look like. You have to know what the people's gonna look like. You have to know what they're gonna wear. You have to know the faces they're gonna make. You have to know how they're gonna move. You have to know what their hair is gonna be, what the shoes they're, what bra, what underwear. What are we looking at? What are we seeing? Because it's more about writing a sketch. What is this world? That's what they taught me. Because see, me writing, I can see the world, but then I'm thinking I'm going to hand something off and they're going to create it. That was up to me. They also taught me how to follow directions, right? So what makes you directable is how well you follow directions.
Okay.
And so it's just like, learning stage up, down stage, up stage right, stage left. You have to learn those from that way. You have to learn it, and you have to learn it from directing it, and you have to learn it from being directed. So if I wanted to go to theater, I can, because I learned a whole bunch from SNL, just understanding the points of the stage. I appreciate SNL for everything that they did. I was somewhere I wasn't supposed to, where I thought I wasn't supposed to be, and I was somewhere a lot of people said I would never be. Correct? But the problem with SNL was, I just was thinking about this the other day. SNL made me soft, because it was a thing of like, and I mean this with all due respect, but in that building, it's almost like a thing of, please pick me, daddy. Please,
Daddy being Lauren.
Yes. Oh my God. It's a thing of
Please pick my sketch. Please put me in the sketch.
And if you don't get picked, then you have this feeling inside of you of rejection, and that was an experience that I didn't like. Now I could take rejection on stage,
but every week you're being rejected because you're coming up with ideas.
Correct.
And because you didn't get a lot of sketch time.
No.
So that meant almost every week you're feeling rejected.
Now, let me take responsibility and hold myself accountable. I wasn't the greatest in the sketch world. It's not. I didn't go to school for it.
Because you come from stand-up,
I come
not
from stand-up.
Groundlings or whatever.
Correct. I wasn't the greatest. So I'm not about to sit up here and shit on SNL. I wasn't the best.
So you think we saw you on Update so much because I'm a stand-up, I can do a monologue, and this I can do. A sketch is a little outside of my normal purview around all these people who are sketch experienced.
Now, don't get it twisted. I done had some sketches that go up at table. I'm talking stand ovation, killer at table.
But didn't get on.
And that was my problem.
How can you kill it because you go in to the writer's room.
Correct.
Read the sketch, present it.
Correct.
They're all laughing, standing ovation. But then it goes upstairs and Lauren says no. How does that happen?
I can't even say that Lauren says no. I think it's a lot that goes into who says no. I think maybe he has the final say, maybe. But I can't really tell you what happens in that room. I've never been in there. But there have been some times where I'm knocking shit out the park.
And it doesn't get on.
But stuff that's not funny, they will take it and fix it for whoever that person is and make it funny. That was the problem that I had. That
they're investing the time to rescue or punch up somebody else's thing, and you're not getting that.
Correct. It was just for me, it was a thing of balance, and that's when I would talk to my mother. My mom would be like, "Look, bitch, that's not your house." She always had to put things in perspective for me. That ain't your house. You don't run your house. When you come over here, you almost 40. What time you got to be in this house? 2. There you go. That's my house. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how unfair it is. When you up in here, everything run how I want it to run, because this is my shit. That's Lauren's shit. So I don't want to hear no, it's not fair. I don't want to hear none of that shit. That ain't your house. Get better. Build your own damn house. Make your own damn rules. So my mama wasn't with that, no shit. But regardless of how much she'll punch that into me, that still didn't stop the emotional,
the hurting,
and the pain. And sometimes you'll go into depression. Like, I had to think about it. This is March. Last year, I remember I started going down the drain, like in March, I remember. And the other day, I woke up and I'm like, that's the problem. SNL made me weak. Because I was raised comically at the world famous Comedy Store. You don't go weak over there.
In LA.
That place got black walls.
Legendary. Mitzi?
Yep. It's black walls.
Mitzi Shore.
You get tough over there. You fight tooth and nail over there.
That was Richard Pryor. That was George Carlin.
You be yourself. You brash. You. They want you authentically who you are over there. There was no please, daddy. It was just like all of this, and I was like, I've never been the type of person to be begging a motherfucker for something.
Right.
I ain't never been that person. So now every Wednesday, I'm sitting up there like, oh my God, I hope daddy picks. Fuck that. I just got lost in that world of, oh, I hope it's me. No, I've never been like that in my entire life.
And your comedic aesthetic did not quite fit?
I don't think it did. I don't think... There would be times I'd be sitting at that damn read table and everybody be like, ka, 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 and I don't know what the fuck going on for 4 years.
Well, the last half hour is always...
Listen.
The first hour might be strong, may or may not be strong. The last half hour, is going to be like whatever.
Look, man, there's nothing about me that misses SNL. I miss the people. I miss fucking with Lauren in the hallway because that was my baby. I love Mr. Michaels. I call him Mr. Michaels. I'm probably the only person that called him that. I loved cooking in my dressing room. I loved the money.
How much do you make a week? There.
I got up to making, I think, like $35,000 a month.
$35,000 a month.
Yeah.
That's your first year, Pet? That's your first year?
Fuck no. First year, $10,000 a month, $15,000 a month. Nah, it was terrible first year.
But even $15,000 a month, because Pete was on some podcast and he said something like $2,000 a week, and I'm like, that's not true.
When Pete started, it could have been the year he started. It definitely could have been like 2. Because the year I started, it was like 5.
I was very close for a brief time to a cast member in the 90s. Mm-hmm. And she told me what they were getting. And I'm like, if she was getting that in the 90s, there's no way that Pete was getting less than that 20 years later.
Well, was it her first year?
Yeah.
Oh, well then.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't understand that number. That number I understand. 15, right. 35, yeah. That makes sense to me. Who was your closest friend out of the cast?
Ego, me and Ego talk probably, I don't know, 2 times, 3 times a week. We go in each other's rooms, we'll talk mad shit to each other. But it's like honestly, I might not talk on the phone with all of those people, but when we jam, we jam. Like I'm going, I got a crib in Providence. Andrew Desmukes is gonna be in Providence next week. I hit him up. Yo, I'm coming to the show. Come on, Punkie, get on stage. Andrew Desmukes, one of the whitest people, and I'm one of the blackest people. We when we get together, we cool.
Who is the funniest person on the show?
I think Andrew is the funniest.
Really?
I think he's the best writer. I think he's the best writer in the whole program. His left turns is something is wrong with Andrew.
I notice sometimes I'm like, so the sketches will have a great premise. Mm-hmm. It might have a great rhythm as far as they're starting. We don't quite know, but there's something. Then there's a turn, and we're like, oh my God. And then I'm like, 9 times out of 10, they didn't know how to end it.
No, so it just
sort of stops.
Yeah.
Like the madness, like we've gotten to chaos. There's no third act to this. Right. Like we just gotta, okay, and then the chaos stops. Then somebody says something funny and then they end.
But also it's like a thing of like, how it works is like throughout the show you have to make cuts. So it could possibly have an ending Friday, and then maybe it'll have an ending on Saturday. But if it make it to the show, Lauren's gonna be like, listen, you gotta get this motherfucker down by 45 seconds. Oh, shit. What about the ending? Cut it. Ending chaos. That's why you can't study the script, because it is constantly changing throughout the entire weekend, all the way down to the last second.
Is it not stressful as this is a very stressful job.
It's stressful.
Not that much for you, though.
Not for me, though. I wasn't really that busy. I would just go and collect my bag. Fuck, you don't want to use me? Bitch, I'm going to put this air fryer in this fucking dressing room. Bitch, I'm going to create content on you motherfuckers. I done been on American Test Kitchen, Beat Bobby Flay, fucking Top Chef. Is it cake on them bitches?
What was your favorite moment on camera?
I have 3.
Okay.
Can I say them all?
Of course.
My first favorite moment was when I did Pineapple. That was my first character ever on SNL. It was my first season. I had no idea what I was doing. It was 2020 COVID, so you couldn't make friends because the COVID police was there. So I didn't have any friends that year. I worked that entire year by myself. Heidi and Mikey, they were senior cast. So every now and then, Heidi's like, I'm going to write you a sketch. And she did. And Mikey's like, I'm going to write you a sketch. And he did. So you get help sometimes, but they also have to focus on their own shit. And I remember I was writing a song, and Chris Reid hit me up at like 3 a.m. And he was like, they're going to bump your song because I'm writing a song. And I was like, what? He was like, I know you've been working on it all night, but they're gonna bump it because I'm writing one.
This is Saturday, early Saturday?
This was no, because we do read on Wednesday. So this was maybe
earlier in the week.
3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning going into Wednesday.
Okay, early in the week. Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I need to turn in a sketch. And that was when Paul Pierce had got fired because he was messing with the strippers.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna write from Paul Pierce angle. And my little shorty was like, nah, you need to write from the stripper angle. See, this is why I love bitches. They hit their brain. She was like, nah, be the stripper. So I was like, all right.
That's hysterical.
And I just called her Pineapple. I don't even know where that came from. Pineapple Penelope Peters. And I wrote it at 4:30 in the morning, and it got picked. And that's my first character. I'll never forget it. And I had a ball, and the crowd loved it. And I dressed like one of the girls from the Players Club. I forgot her name. I had the big blonde wig with the leopard man. I was killing it up there. Put my leg on the desk, started dancing, all kind of shit. Favorite character. So then I made a song, right? I love the hat trick. And to me, the hat trick for me in my mind was get a dope-ass update, make a dope-ass song and video, have a dope-ass sketch. I've accomplished those things. I'm satisfied with my run there. Dope-ass update character. I wrote a song that fucking went viral. It went crazy with SZA and Kiki called Big Boys. Probably rated number 2 SNL songs of all time. I'm claiming it.
Yeah.
Besides Dick in the Box.
Yeah. Oh, well, but there's Lazy Sunday, though.
Who what?
Lazy Sunday. Sandberg.
Yeah. I'm still claiming number 2.
That shit was crazy.
I don't give a shit. I'm still claiming number 2.
I thought you put that number 1. I didn't think Dick
in a Box. Oh,
Dick in
okay,
a Box
okay.
is gigantic, but the Lazy Sunday was...
Okay, well, Lazy Sunday 1, Dick in the Box 3. I'm still
You're 2. We're
2.
still in this bitch. We outside.
And then that's my video. And then the third one, which was so significant and so great to me, was because I kept pitching this character and nobody understood me. I'm like, imagine this, right? They got this chick and they need a Latina. We're in this world. And they're like, we need a Latina. And I come in and I just start being ghetto. And they're like, we thought you was Latina. And I'm like, I am. Latina Jefferson.
Fucking idiot.
But everybody was like, what? What? The fuck? What?
I can see where it's a room full of white people.
Right. They're like, what?
They're not going to.
I even said it at Radio City, and the crowd was like, what? And then that very next week, I got my boy Ben, I got Kira and Jimmy, and they was like, we're going to put this shit together, Punkie. Don't you worry. And it was Bad Bunny hosting and singing. And of course, we got Marcelo. And we put that shit together. I lit that motherfucking table up. I lit that bitch up. That was the one sketch I wrote where I was like, they picking that shit. I laid back. I wasn't even tripping that Wednesday. I was like, I know they picking that shit. They picked it. Then, you know when Lauren like a sketch, because he'll put one of his friends in it. He put Mick Jagger in it. We had to rewrite the ending to put in Mick.
Oh, I remember that.
I kept coming up, throwing on the card at the Thomas.
And then Mick came on at the end. Yeah. Latina Jefferson, what are you doing?
They like...
But you talk about creating a world, I definitely get the sense of like, she been acting. She's been around. She has a world. Like, I'm like, she has a husband. Like, we're not talking about her world and her child and her struggles in acting, but I know that it's there.
Yeah. Is there? We out here in these streets, T.
But you create a whole character around this person, even though we only see this bit of her.
Yes. She's just a hustling woman, just trying to make it.
Latina
and whenever it's not going well over here, she go on the Latina side and see if she can slide. That's it. She see if she could get her name, but Latina gonna get her through the door.
So when Mick comes into the sketch, now we have to change the sketch because Lauren said add Mick Jagger.
It was pretty much the same, but it was, I mean, listen, I was overwhelmed with joy. Because when Lauren does that to your sketch, I mean, he really likes it. However, it took my moment.
Right, it became about me. But you were the star of that sketch. He comes on at the end.
He does.
And you were the star of that sketch until for
Correct.
90% of it.
Correct. But, you know, people will probably think about Mick before they think about my ass.
Yeah, I mean, of course. But, you know, you mean, for sure you stood out the whole time you were around.
Yeah, I'm always gonna stand out like a sore thumb.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't. That's your 3. Mick was your 3rd.
Yes, the biggest is gonna always it's almost like part 1 of a movie series.
I'm surprised you didn't talk about family holiday rules, because that's one of your moments that people are like.
Which one was
her
that? You
shit.
know that?
When you were on Update, talking about this is the way we do things. At
Yes,
Thanksgiving.
you know what happened with that? It was me, and it was my typical everyday life. I was proud of the characters I was able to create because I'm not the best character creator.
So family holiday was you being you.
It was me being me.
And you're proud when you can like act.
Yeah. I was proud to be able to become a different person. And for Lauren to like it, that made me happy. You know, before I wrote Latina Jefferson, my year started off very sour because I had just left out my 3rd year. We went into a strike.
The writer's strike.
Yes. And then and then 4th year started. And I was like, I hope we don't pick up where we left off with me just being, you know, like a sidekick. First episode, I get in one sketch, I get 2 words out, I'm pissed, right? That night at the after party, I go to Lauren, I tell him good night like I always do. Tell him I love him like I always do. And I said, I got something for you. I said, I'm coming. He said, I've been waiting for you. Man, that motherfucker told me that. I said, I'm about to bring Latina. And after that, I got like 3 sketches on in a row, which I don't remember what they are. But I was hot the first half of the season. And then when Ben Silver left, my writer, it just went to shit. Because everybody in their pods. You know, you can't break somebody out their pod. So when my guy left, because he spoke my language. So if there was anything that I wanted to say, he knew how to put it in SNL format, SNL structure, and translate it for me. And once he left, I just went down the drain.
And that means I'm not able to get anything on.
He was just...
I'm not right. Were you writing?
I was writing, but I had a whole bunch of other writers there. Like Alex English wrote, me and him wrote, me and Asha Ward, me and Vanessa wrote, but he just had a status. Like over there, it's just about status. So he had a status that we didn't have, where he was able to go and get things done.
So what's happening that last half of the year, that 4th year, that's making you say, I gotta walk away from this fantastic job?
Well, it started off great. Like I had a big titty moment where my titties go viral, and then I got an update on with my homegirl Vanessa and Asha. And I think February was fantastic. But March happened, and I tried to do Fannie Willis, which I bombed on Update. And then I had a sketch called Dr. Wyatt, and it didn't go so well. With that, I gotta hold my hat on that, because sometimes I don't get so much camera time that I'll be so nervous that I'll just crack under the fucking pressure and I can't, and I'm dyslexic. So sometimes them cards be so far away, I be like, oh, fuck. Colin, what's that word? I can't even see the cards. But, and I just, so I had 2, like, failed sketches. But then after that, I had other sketches that August wrote for me that went crazy. Me and August and Will, we all wrote, and they'll go crazy, but then they don't pick the sketch. And then the last episode, I got a sketch on that I think Jake and Mike wrote for me. And they picked it, but they cut it Friday night. And I'm just like,
What made you say I gotta go? Because it was you who said enough.
I think it was mutual. So I don't think they knew that I was ready to go. So the year before, I hit my team and I'm like, when they hit us up and was like, okay, you're going back, congratulations. I called them and I was like, I just don't know if I want to do season 4. And it was like, we're not going to force you to do nothing that you don't want to do. but we want you to think about it. You know, get you one more year in, get you a bag, and while you in there, we'll create a plan. I said, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'll go back for another year. So then the next year came down to the end of the season. Shit wasn't shaking right with me. I just started talking reckless and being crazy because I don't give a fuck no more.
Like what?
Just like, whatever, bitch, cool, the fuck. Just, you know, if I ain't feel like talking to you, I wasn't talking to you.
Or just being whatever, just around the halls.
Just being whatever.
Because I'm disgruntled.
I was. I didn't appreciate a lot of things that was happening. But it's honestly, it's life. It's business. It's showbiz. No, that don't nobody owe you a motherfucking thing. But also, I ain't got to walk through this motherfucker and kiss your ass either. So it's a fine line. So I think with that, they saw that and was like, nah, you know.
So they were going to say no thanks.
I didn't know what they was going to say.
But you were like, I'm done.
It was like a thing. I think my manager hit me up and he was like, hey, did SNL hit you up? I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, I was shopping, having a good time. And he gonna call me asking me about them niggas. I was like, I don't know. I was like, I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't with them people. And then like the next day they call and I could hear it in their voice. Well, and I could have said, nah, fuck that. I could have said, fuck you. I could have said, I'm good. But I was like, go first. Because, you know, sometimes they have the ability to kind of speak around the subject. No, say it with your chest.
You were going to say, I don't want to do this anymore. But they said, first, we're good.
And I followed by, great. I followed by saying, fantastic.
Because I'm good too.
Because I was good.
Because I was good. You were going to quit. But
it was a thing of like, will I make it through this year? And
Right.
the answer was hell no.
Right. I have no more
I wouldn't have
for you.
made it. Let's say I did go back, right? I wouldn't have made it past October, November. I wouldn't have made it. I would have made the call, get me the fuck out of here. Abort. I wouldn't have made it. Just mentally, I just wasn't ready. You know, like I said, no shade, love SNL and all that shit, but it's just like the politics of it and the way it makes you feel on the inside of your body. I didn't want to deal with that. And not the people. It wasn't the people. It wasn't like people was doing all this blah, 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 blah. It was just the constant rejection, the imposter syndrome, my mental, I'm fucking going crazy. I got my mom, you know, putting things in perspective for me, yes. But mentally, I was just done. Just mentally. I'm like, you can't beat up on me mentally. Nah. I can't keep going down the drain like this.
Are you talking to Ego about this? Leslie?
Oh, yeah, me and Ego talk all the time.
And
I hit
she
Ego
knows-
up. I'd be like, smile, bitch. Make sure you smile.
And she knows that you're depressed.
Well, I'm not no more.
I-
Because it's a decision. You got to make a decision if you want to be depressed. Because I was. I ain't going to lie. For a whole year, I just was like, what the fuck is going on? And literally 2 weeks ago, I was like, nah, fuck that. Because I made a conscious decision not to do that.
Not to be depressed.
I don't want to. Depression is stupid. The sun's coming out. It's about to be spring. It's about to have ass everywhere. What the fuck? How you gonna be depressed looking at ass? Nah. Can't be depressed. I gotta come out of that shit. So, you know, and another thing about SNL, I think they know when you don't want to be there no more. I think they know. I think they know when it's time for you to go. So hats off to them. I think they was like, Punkie don't want to be in this bitch.
Well, I mean, if you're at that place for 3-4 years and you're in 3-4 sketches, or even if it's 8, it's like, it's not fitting. Mm-mm. And you know what I mean? Like, it might take 2 years for someone to find their voice.
Yeah.
But if it's 4 years, she's a professional comedian, it's not fitting. She's dope, but we do this.
They did help. Like, they got Joan to come down and, like, help us with acting and all of that stuff.
Joan
was like the acting coach for, like, the new people and stuff.
Okay.
But that was not, our worlds didn't mix when they collided.
Right.
And I think that's okay to say.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't want to just be honest and be like, yo, I wasn't for them, they wasn't for me. And that don't mean there's nothing bad about it.
Right.
It's just business.
Was there a comfort in having a bunch of Black people there with you as far as talent?
Oh, yeah.
Because if you'd been in any other era, you'd either be alone or there'd be maybe one
Right.
other person.
Right.
And this era, there was a period when I think there's still a bunch of people now. There's at least 3 or 4 now. 4
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
Three or four?
One African-American woman, 1 Black woman,
Right,
2 Black
Ego.
men.
Right.
Right.
Keenan and,
Devin.
right.
Yeah. They need another Black woman. Hire a 9th Black woman.
Were you a fan before you were on the show?
I would watch it with my mom. My mom was the biggest fan of SNL.
So that must have been amazing for her to see her daughter get on a show that she had been a fan of.
You know what's crazy? We were watching SNL during COVID on the TV when SNL was doing episodes on Zoom, through live. And they did the Mother's Day episode, and I think Boyz II Men sung Mama or whatever. And she was like, when you gonna get me on this damn show? Got the show in August. Listen, God work in mysterious ways. I'm telling you.
That's crazy.
The way God move, that's why like right now, you ever have a calmness in you that's so scary? And you're like, why am I so calm? I'm not supposed to be calm right now. I'm supposed to be scrambling. I'm supposed to be panicking. I don't have no job. But I took care of my money and I was very smart. And I know that there's money out there and I know what I could do. And I'm doing it. I'm in process of doing, I'm laying down the groundwork right now. But also, I don't have a job and I am oddly calm. I'm not panicking. I'm not stressed. I'm happy. And that scares me. Because I'm supposed to be on the phone. God damn it, where are the auditions? Damn it, why am I not here? What's going on? I know there's room for me in this world. Where's Hollywood? What's going on? I should be scrambling right now. But I'm not. It's coming. All of it's coming.
You're not scrambling because you're confident that
Very.
it'll come when it's supposed to.
Look, I'm getting my life together. I got an acting coach. Now, I just bombed the audition the other day. I bombed the shit out of it. But it was an in-person audition, and it was my first one in 6 years. I went up in there with confidence. I'm like, I'm about to nail this shit. Something clicked in my brain when they said action, and the whole script went out of my brain. You can't do nothing but laugh at that. I was crying laughing. I was like, you crazy bitch. And the ladies, they were so, the casting people, they was just so kind. And I was like, I know y'all gonna talk shit about me when I leave up out of here. But I don't care, because I'm gonna talk shit about myself.
I'm gonna talk shit about myself. I'm gonna tell myself, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's crazy. But it's amazing that you are liberated from caring.
I went back to watching my old self before SNL. I went back to see who that person was before I got there. Because I needed to become familiar with why I started this in the first place. And once I started doing that, everything started coming to light, you know?
And remembering who you are.
Yes. I had to remember, my dog, you a stand-up. You never gave a fuck about none of this Hollywood shit. You never cared about these parties. You never cared about courtside seats. You never cared about being in that world. You cared about stand-up. You cared about getting in the rooms, meeting the execs, selling a movie. You cared about, these are the things you cared about. You didn't care about that limelight, spotlight shit, being in the parties, getting fucked up. You didn't care about none of that shit. You cared about stand-up. And I was watching all of that shit. And I was like, it's time to go back to the basics. It's back to the basics. And I'm excited because I'm about to pop off this new hot 10 I got at Don't Tell. I'm about to fucking... This is a cold ass 10 too. I'm about to pop that bitch off, hopefully get a viral clip.
When you said 10, just 10 minutes.
10 minutes. I'm about to go crazy on this 10 minutes. I'm about to sell my special.
Where do you want to place your special? Where do you want to be?
I did it for HBO not too long ago. They passed. We can talk about that off camera about why they passed. You're gonna die laughing. It's hilarious.
Oh no.
I'm doing it for Netflix April 9th at the Improv.
Great.
7:30 p.m.
In LA?
in LA.
don't usually shoot specials in big cities.
When I shoot a special, running it for Netflix, for them to shoot it, for them to want to shoot, presenting it to them.
Oh, so this is what you could get.
Correct.
It's presentation.
I'm presenting.
And if they love it, then they'll put it on.
Yeah. But even if they don't, I'm going to take about 20, 30 grand and make that motherfucker myself.
Right. You can put it online yourself.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't want to, but I also don't mind investing in myself.
I mean, you might make more money that way.
That's possible.
Could. Possible. Because you'd collect all of it.
That's what Dave Chappelle told me. He was like, God damn it, Punkie. Fire everybody.
I mean,
He's
I don't
like,
know if he
rid
did
of them
that.
all.
I mean, if we could say it, I mean, that's what Louis C.K. does.
Yeah. But I'm like, I told Dave, I'm like, Dave, I'm not you, not yet. Like, I need my team.
Right. I mean, you still watch the show?
SNL? Absolutely. I watch it to support my friends. I just text Mikey the other day because he had an update and it was Chef's Kiss.
Which
and I was
one?
like, Mikey, it was so funny because he went up as Lord Gaga because Lady Gaga
Yes,
was on the
that
show.
was hysterical.
And towards the end, can you imagine?
The shame
Oh my
of
God.
his wife makes more than him. Oh,
Imagine
God.
sitting behind a desk. National
This
TV,
desk right here.
right here. Oh man,
That was great.
I called
That's
Mikey.
great.
I'm
That was
like,
really
Mikey.
well written to construct to get into that space of him going, can you imagine the shame?
Because
And it ended well.
yes,
How about your wife? Like,
yes. Oh my God, I had to text Mikey about that. so I
people
just
love
talked
to sit at that desk and mention Colin's wife. Sarah does that. And
Everybody just likes to put Colin to shame, And I'm just like, it's
do you know how
funny.
that started?
In my mind, I think it started because of his book he wrote.
But I'm like, where was the moment when he said, hey, look at me as a potential date, Scarlett Johansson?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a moment, like you could be like friendly and friends and professional, and then there's a moment you'd be like, could you see me in another light? And 9 times out of 10 people
Right.
are like, no. But sometimes they're like, actually I could, let's try. And like Scarlett Johansson was like,
I don't think nobody saw that coming.
right?
Nobody. My mom been watching that show for a long time. She didn't even see it coming.
You know what? I was listening to Amber Rose on Shay Shay. And she was like, she was trying to be delicate, but basically she's saying at her level of beauty and fame, you will go months with nobody asking you because most men are afraid to ask you out. So and I imagine someone like Scarlett Johansson, like months and months would go by without somebody
Right.
trying to, because most people would be like, well, I can't date her.
Right. Hey,
So,
I
you know.
You know what? I need to call Colin and be like, hey, bro.
Well, if you call him, can you call me back? And how did this happen?
I want to talk to him. He was at the cellar last night. I almost texted him. I was like, yeah, your bitch ass outside tonight, huh? I should have texted his ass last night, but I would love to know if he went after her or if she went after him.
Oh, you think she went after him?
I don't know. I'm going to come spill it. I'm going to ask him if I can spill the tea when he tell me.
Oh my God.
That'd be good to know, right? Because I can't see Colin. I can't see Colin.
But he
going
had
at
to.
Scarlett.
He had to. You can't. You think Scarlett Johansson is going around like, hey, you want to date?
You know what? I think people be sleeping on Juice. He probably got way more swag than people think. He probably present as this little corny, frat boy, kind of nerdy frat boy. But I think he got way more guts than people think.
I think white women also like nerds. And he's like nerd chic.
And wasn't she with like 2 other people before him? So she
don't
was
know nothing
probably
about
like,
that.
change your pace.
I don't know about that.
She probably like, change your pace. But yeah, But yeah, SNL was not my world.
Was there someone who was hard to work with?
It wasn't the fact that if somebody was hard to work with over there. It was the fact that, do they want to work with your ass? And the answer was sometimes, But the thing is, the crazy thing is, you can't take nothing personal over there because it's not about you.
But you're saying there's the big names who are working all the time, and they could have pulled you in. Let's pull Punkie in a sketch. And they're not doing that. But it's not anti-Punkie. They have their own shit going on.
It was never anti-Punkie.
Yeah.
It's like you sit up there and you think people thinking about you. Ain't nobody thinking about you.
No. They're thinking about themselves.
Because that's what you have to do. You have to think about yourself. It's not like you're not a team. You know what I'm saying? You have your teams, but specifically you have to get on. You know? So it's just like this. If you and your friend's sketch make it to the show, somebody's sketch ain't gonna make it to the live. So you praying for your sketch to go is ultimately you praying for your friends to fail.
There's only so many spots.
But also it's not none of it's on purpose. Nobody mean to be a piece of shit on purpose.
Who's your favorite host?
Who? Elon. I'm just playing.
Was he your least favorite host?
No, he was a little. He threw me off a little bit to start because
his monologue was ridiculous.
He threw me off because when we met, I was trying to pitch him. I was like,
"Oh yes,
this how it was."
You pitched him an idea, and he said that's not funny.
He was looking at me like, "What?" Okay, I'm like, Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, goes into the Waffle House, falls in love with the waitress Brenda. Elon can get anything he wants. He can get the mailman to shit himself. He can get the dogs to lick his hand. He can have any woman he wants.
Brenda doesn't like him.
Except Brenda. And he was like...
And of course, she's you.
He was like, why wouldn't Brenda want me? I was like, you know what? Never mind. Never mind, motherfucker.
Wow.
He's like, I don't understand why Brenda wouldn't want me.
Wow.
And then... his friend was like, I could get it if he had like a dog paw for a hand. I'm like, you know what? Never mind, y'all.
That's
a dog paw for a hand.
The joke.
I was like, all right.
So then you were like, forget it.
I just said, forget it.
Because you have no sense of humor.
He couldn't understand why Brenda did. First of all, Brenda is not real. Brenda's not a real fucking person.
The level of self-aggrandizement to think there's a woman in the world who wouldn't want me?
The caucasity, okay?
The caucasity. I love that word.
I was just like, all right, Elon. I don't know, there were so many wonderful hosts. You got Quinta, who was fantastic.
Quinta Brunson.
Ayo, you got...
Iowa Debris,
Kiki,
for sure. Kiki
Meg
Palmer.
Thee Stallion. You know, John Mulaney's always a blast. You got... Kim Kardashian was probably one of my favorites because as a billionaire, you would think she would come in and act like a billionaire. And she came in and she treated the janitor the same way she would treat the CEO. Everything was with much respect.
She sent y'all gifts after?
For the most part, everybody sent you gifts.
Every host?
For the most part. Did we? I don't even remember I don't think we got nothing from Elon's cheap ass. I'm like, bitch, send me a Tesla and stop fucking around. Everybody do nice things, like they'll send you some chocolates or they'll send you some food afterward or they'll send you like some of their gear. Like Kim gave us all Skims. And I think Kim, but you know, Kiki, I don't know, man. It's so many are just 10s, you know? Michael B. Jordan with his little sexy self. I had a nice little moment with his fine ass. You really can't. Everybody, for the most part, are very kind and, you know, want to learn the system and they submit to it so that they can have a great show.
There are several women, Meg being one of them, J-Lo for me, Trina. Remember Trina?
Oh, I love J-Lo. Trina.
Remember Trina, the rapper from Miami?
Trina.
Was down with Trick Daddy?
I don't remember that.
I'm talking about interviews and Beyonce that I've done where I'm talking to the woman and I'm forgetting the next question because I keep looking at her like...
Okay.
J-Lo, Beyonce, Trina. Who's the one I said?
J-Lo's a tiny little thing. I didn't know she was so tiny. She's shorter than me. I thought she was a taller woman.
Kim. I remember. So who makes you like? I can't even think straight around her. Like, god damn.
You know what? I'm from New Orleans, so we was never like starstrucky.
And I worked not for starstruck,
but like
not for starstruck.
Beauty.
Yeah.
It probably was Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah. She's fucking amazing.
It probably was Jennifer because, and then I love a nice short woman and I love a Latina. If you speak some Spanish to me, I'm going down. I'm going fucking down. And I've always looked up to, I've always listened to all of her music and I've always watched all of her movies.
You know, it would be like, look at her face. God, she smiled. She's so fucking beautiful. I forgot my next question. Look down, like, oh my God,
Yeah.
the feet, the
Jennifer
pedicure,
Lopez,
the manicure, the this, the that, the Gucci dress.
You know, usually I tell a woman when she's like, I'm done, I'm sick of the guys, I'm going to the straight world. I'm going to the gay world. Usually I tell a woman, don't do that. We ain't shit either. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, ain't nothing gonna be better over here. I promise you. But if J-Lo ever be like, I'm thinking about motherfucker, I will call her manager. Hey, somebody better put me, I will be the best that I can be. She will never, ever have a problem out of me. She's just so beautiful. I will do everything.
So beautiful.
I will lick the ground she walk on. I don't give a shit. I'll do what they say in the old school. I will drink her bath
tub of your bath water. I'll drink a tub of your bath water.
She's just like, you know, not even in a creepy way.
Yeah.
I'm opening and closing doors.
Yeah.
The driver better not touch your door. Don't touch my bitch door. I got this. I'll fucking kill you. She's very, very kind and she's very polite. And like she has this halo around her as well.
But people have told me that it's not any easier to date in the lesbian world because I know men aren't complaining. Women are like, men don't know how to, but you ain't gonna find it. It's not easy over here.
I got in an argument with my shorty the other day because she was like, I don't get it. You're a girl, so how don't you understand? And I'm like, what makes me being a girl so qualified to understand or read your fucking mind? Bitch, regardless, you need to tell me or you need to tell me what's in your head. You don't have your skull is not clear, and I cannot read what's on your mind. Okay, you have to tell me what's going on so that I can know what's going on. You can't tell me to leave, and then I leave, and you mad because I leave because you wanted me to stay. I don't get it.
I have had the same conversation. Are we in the same relationship? Why don't you just tell me what you want me to do?
Tell me what you want. Do not have no expectations with me.
But you know what I love when women are like, fine, do what you want to do. And I'm like, well, do you want me to do what I want to do, or do you want me to know that I'm not supposed to do what I want to do because you said do what you want to do?
It doesn't, I'm just like, do not tell me, because I don't play those types of games. If I tell you to leave, I hope you don't go into your girl brain and be like, well, if I said it, I would stay. I would want her to stay. If I tell you to leave, you better get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here before I say some crazy mean shit that I'm gonna regret. Go. I'm trying to spare your ass right now. So I don't play those types of mental testy games. If I tell you we need space, I'm serious. I don't need you to fight for me. You ain't gotta fight. That's not gonna prove anything to me. Fighting for me gonna piss me off. It's gonna make me mad. Bitch, I said leave me alone. I gotta prove you not fighting for me. Show me that you didn't want me. You asked for space. I think space is great for you to process, understand what happened, and then when you're ready to come back, you will come back. I left the ball in your court. I told you I loved you and I wanted you to be here, bitch. Now take the space. See, I'm crazy.
You funny. You funny. Why do you need to make people laugh?
You know what? You know what's another thing that happened in this past couple months? I went to South by Southwest. And somebody came up to me and it was like, Punkie, I had a terrible week. And you just made my day. She said, you talk about stuff you won't expect people to talk about. And she was like, I like the fact that you brash. And it'd be those special moments, even if it's one person, it'd be those special moments to me that lets me know that it's not about me. None of this is about me. Because now it's about other people who are inspired by you and who gets to turn their frown upside down by watching you. So yes, in a sense, it's about me because I'm the one that's out there and I'm putting it out there. But when people come talk to me about that type of stuff, I don't think they understand how much that affects me and how much it makes me get up off the ground and stand up and be like, I'm not fucking quitting. It'll make me emotional. I'll cry in your arms. You know, because it's hard. You know, it's hard being a stand-up. You're out there on the road. People don't really know what it's like, and they're gonna come a time or two. You're gonna piss some people off, and people ain't gonna like what you say, and that could turn into a whole nother thing. And you know, it's tough because it's really survival. So you have to really love this shit.
Yeah.
So, you know, I love to do it. I love to be on stage. Don't necessarily like pissing people off, but I can't change my POV. It is what it is. My true fans will find me, and I'm gonna be gracious. But I think that's why, because I like to make people happy.
A lot of comics are sad.
We are very sad people.
Are you sad?
Sometimes. I think it's balance, right? The crazy thing about it is, it's like, when my career is here, my personal life is here. When my personal life is here, my career is here. I'm here right now.
Your personal life is good, but your career is low.
Is here. Now, my career is like this just because I'm still in the vehicle. I'm still on the road, but I got a nail in my tire. There's gonna be a time where I'm gonna be able to bring that motherfucker right here.
Balance.
As soon as I get it here, that's when you make it. When I'm at ease and I'm calm and I'm peaceful on both sides.
But for a comic, messed up life helps you be
Correct.
great on stage.
Yes, that is very, very, very true. But if I'm here, then I could talk about somebody else's messed up life.
I know.
I'll draw from that shit.
I know one major household name comedian talked about he wanted his life to be fucked up so that the comedy would be good.
Mm-hmm. That's like Mary J. Blige. Mm-hmm. It's like, girl, will you go get your heart broken again and give us an album and stop fucking around? All this happy bullshit ain't doing nothing for us, Mary.
Mary trying to grow.
What you talking? Let's get it, funk up on it. We don't want to hear that shit.
Dancery.
We won't hear it's been too strong for too long, and I can't sleep. That is the shit. We want to hear, I was your lover and your sacred. That's what we want to hear.
Right.
Dancery?
Right.
Girl, go be with a toxic man and stop playing with us.
Oh, my God. I asked people, most of the people come on the show, what does being black mean to you?
You know, I love being black. Even though with the troubles that we experience, I would die and come back black every time. I don't care about what we go through. I care about it in the sense of, I think, you know, but I don't care because I feel like we the coolest. I feel like being black is swaggerlicious. I feel like being black is a statement. I feel like being black is fearless. And it's a sense of awareness as well. You know, I think we have the best awareness in the world. Probably because we were slaves and we always had to watch what the fuck we said and what the fuck we did. Our master was coming. So awareness is instilled in us. But also, it helps us in survival. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't come back as any other race. Spanish people, they cool, but nah. Italian people, they cool, but nah. Asian people, they smart as hell, but nah. Black people, we it. And I think in the sense of like, and of course I could be making this up in my head, but I think we're it. You are he and I am her. And I think we are so he and her That's why they try to keep us so oppressed. Because we are it. Period. Period. And if you want to be honest with you, I think we the smartest. And we the best in sports. We the best with the way we speak. We the best with the way we dress.
I mean, I would, if I knew what this was and came back to something else, I would miss being part of Black culture. And all those things from Beyonce to Obama to whatever that we're part of.
Right.
And I miss being part of that party.
Right.
It like that, be like, damn, because the community.
Correct, yeah.
Is so fun.
You know what I love about being Black? We can mix with anybody. We can mix. We could go to a Mexican party and be in that bitch and mix. We go to a white party and be up in there and do the little house music. We could go to Asia. People love us wherever we go.
Except here.
Soul out of body.
Except the country we're in.
They love us. We vibrant.
They love us when we're on stage. Just stop trying to get all rights and powery and like we don't.
You know, comedy is a fine line, right? You know, I'm Black. I'm happy to be Black. I'm a woman. Happy to be woman. Gay. Happy to be gay. But you know, sometimes my own people, they be like, because you know, it's still like that little stereotype about Black men not liking gay women. So when I go do Black clubs and I find out I'm doing a Black club, I be like, oh fuck. So I would have to get the Black people to listen to me, I have to shift my entire energy. So when I go out to the white people, I come out to like Cupid Shuffle and something cute, right? I can start my set. White people be sitting there with their popcorn. They ready. Let's go. Having fun. I could take my time. Black people, however, I tell the DJ, look, play before I let go so I could get these niggas amped up a little bit, please. I play before I let go. You know the Black people, as soon as they hear that, dun, 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 whatever they doing, that's how you get their attention.
Yes.
You gotta play that shit.
Which one?
Not no Beyonce.
Okay.
Old school.
Thank you. Yes. Yes, keep it real.
Play that. You play that.
She did a good job with it.
She did fantastic.
But, I mean, it's Frankie Beverly and me.
Come on now.
You can't.
Don't play with that.
Yeah.
But as soon as you play that, that's when you got the Black people attention.
God, ain't that the only thing that Beyonce ever kind of didn't get all the way there?
With the remake of that?
To remake one of the most important songs in Black America.
You know what? Beyonce is Beyonce, and she can touch anything. I don't think she should. I don't think anybody should have touched that song.
All right. I mean,
that song, just certain people.
I mean, if I told you one person got to remake it and do it better, all right, I'll give Beyonce a chance.
Absolutely.
Nobody else touched that shit. But she's earned the right, and she got the skills. You try.
Right.
And I bet she might. No, she didn't. You can't.
If you put it in the angle of that, of like, if somebody do it, it's definitely going to be Beyonce. Then okay, but certain things you shouldn't like set it off. Don't nobody better not touch set it off. Do not touch that movie. But if you do, call me.
Oh, I know, right? Because you be good though.
If you do, you better call me.
You be good.
You motherfuckers better call me, bitch. If you fucking do set it off.
Queen Latifah, we gonna shoot somebody. Watch before the end of the movie. Watch.
If you do.
Who are the comedians who are your parents who helped create who you are?
Like in the game?
Yeah.
Who I looked up to?
Who you watched to form you as a comedian?
I think the biggest of them all was probably Eddie Murphy. And specifically, let me tell you why.
Young Eddie or older Eddie?
Young.
So Raw?
Yes.
Delirious?
Yes. Raw is special. I'm going to tell you why. First of all, Richard
Pebbles,
Pryor.
my cousin Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah. Richard Pryor off top for sure. Mm-hmm. Because Richard is Richard, right? Mm-hmm. Raw, hilarious. Mm-hmm. He knew how to talk to a white crowd like it was, and insult people in front of their faces like it was nothing. Mm-hmm. He'd make it like butter, baby. Mm-hmm. Eddie Murphy, specifically because I remember he said on stage he got a call from Bill Cosby telling him to cut out all the cursing. Maybe he'll be better. Maybe people will like him more if he changed the one thing that he loved about himself. Well, one of the things that he loved about himself. And Eddie Murphy said, fuck that. And I think that was the moment I said, I'm not gonna shy away from these motherfuckers. So you're gonna get with them, you ain't gotta come to the show. Don't come. Walk out.
Eddie has some homophobic jokes from that early run. I think Delirious.
I love homophobic jokes.
You do?
I love it because, number one, if they crafted right and they hilarious, and it's not you being a person who hate gay people, because I don't think Eddie Murphy hate gay people. I think he just make funny, hilarious, homophobic jokes. Now you might have to remind me of what the homophobic jokes are.
Oh God! Oh my God! Oh my God! You're.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just Delirious was a long time ago.
Before I make the full statement, I might have to go watch Delirious again.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if it don't stick in your memory, it is what it is. I mean, nothing.
It be simple stuff. Like when I be looking on the internet, and if you give me a nice, strong gay joke, and I think it's hilarious. Like one dude was like, "Man, these dykes out here trying to tell me to call her Pistol P. Man, Pearl, if you gonna sit your ass down," like I love that shit. Cause I'm not calling you Pistol P if your real name is Pearl.
Okay.
You get it?
Kind of. Because the Pearl handle? I'm thinking too much.
Because her name is Pearl.
Okay.
But she wants you to call her Pistol P.
Okay.
She wants you to call her something gangster when she got a bitch ass name.
Oh, okay.
So
all right. That took me a lot to get.
Yeah,
okay.
It's just like,
I was looking for other things. And
no,
I'm like,
it's just like, the internet be simple. They
right.
simple when they think they doing something big. But it's just like, I could like, one dude told me one time, he was like, "Man, I don't understand why y'all be using them straps. What y'all trying to make plastic babies?" I loved it. It was like one of my favorite jokes. I was like, dude, that's funny. I mean, of course, he was pissed because he meant it as an insult.
Right.
But I thought it was hilarious. I was like, that's a good point.
You said Eddie. You said Richard, of course. Eddie. Who else?
In my younger days, so you remember Comic View?
Of course.
So I had a lot of fun. I had like...
Of course. You weren't on Comic View.
No. It was I was 13 when I used to be watching that. But I remember that's when I met Cedric the Entertainer. I never met him, but that's when I met him through the television.
Okay. You seem more of a Def Jam sort of person than a Comic View sort of person. Comic.
I think, if to my knowledge, I think Def Jam was on HBO.
Yeah.
We didn't have HBO. We didn't have all those channels. And if we did, it was upstairs in my mom's room.
Because Def Jam was much more aggressive and overtly, unapologetically black.
Right.
In the room, in the whole present. Comic View would constantly be like, white people are like this. Blah, 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 blah. Black people are like that. Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Fucking Def Jam would be like...
Def Jam was crazy.
You don't understand. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
Everybody used to be up in there. Flavor, Flav, everybody.
Oh, my God.
I met Cedric the Entertainer through Comic View. Steve Harvey. DC Curry.
They formed some of your comedy?
Well, what to me, when you go on a show like Comic View, which is not only since it's so censored, I felt with Comic View you had to find a way to make more people laugh, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it is on BET, but it's comedy and everybody want to watch comedy. Mm-hmm. So it's not just black people watching this show. I felt like more people across the board was watching Comic View. HBO, I felt like it was only black people. So I felt that, in a sense, it could put you in a box because you're going to be telling jokes that only black people can understand. Comic View, I felt, while also telling the black jokes, I felt like they, I guess, strategically and tediously broke things down a little bit more so that the crowd, like people on a larger scale can understand them. So, and I like that.
That's who you want it to be.
Yes. I want to be able to speak to everybody because in a sense, I like the fact that I went to the Comedy Store, that this guy, Tommy, running a talent, who gets to get on stage and who don't get to get on stage. And he was a tough tough man. But the one thing that I appreciated from him was he said, you want to be a black comic or you want to be a comic? And a lot of people are like, I can't believe he told you that. But that sits with me all the time because now I want to make an entire joke. And I do realize that a lot of black people, when I do watch a lot of black comedy, they're not going to make the whole joke. They're going to put it to where the black people going to get it and the white people going to be like, huh? So it's just like, and it's great. We have enough black people for you to be successful as a black comic. Not saying nothing bad about that. However, I would like to be a little larger across the scale. So
that is something that a lot of, I think all black artists have to think about and confront. Do I want to be a writer, an actor, a singer, whatever, or a black writer, singer, ever? Do I want to focus on black audiences or go for everybody? Which, then is that selling out?
Right.
Can you be black if you're for everybody or then you're Drake or some shit?
Yeah.
Like, we all are sort of American Fiction. The Jeffrey Wright movie was all about that. Like, we're all sort of weighing that.
If you're gonna be honest with you, I'm still like in this identity thing in Hollywood. Because they got spaces where I'm too gay and they got spaces where I'm not gay enough. Like, I probably be too gay for some of the white stuff that's
How
going
could
on,
you
but I probably
be
wouldn't
not
be
gay
gay enough
enough?
for a 50 Cent movie, So it's like one of those things of like, I just need to, I'm having a Hollywood identity crisis right now. Where when I settle my mind, it's like, Punkie, all you have to do is be yourself. You know who you are. Just go out there and be it. So I don't really have to struggle with that. But Hollywood is just a weird place. And I realize that I don't have a crew. You know how everybody have a crew? Like Issa got her crew, 50 got his crew. Everybody have their bubbles. And Quinta now is building her bubble, So I'm either going to have to build my own bubble, which everybody should essentially do anyway, which I am going to do. But I also want to be a part of another bubble. I want to go see what's up with 50. You know what I'm saying? I might want to dib and dab and see what Tyler Perry over there doing.
You're obsessed with 50.
I love 50. I'm trying to, I think I DM'd him when I was drunk one time, and I think I was like, give me an audition. But of course, he ain't gonna see that, But I'm just I just want to get into I just want to be a part of something strong. I want to be a part of something real. I want to be a part of something successful. I want to be a part of something where everybody in the room is smarter than me until I get smarter than them. I want to continuously learn, and I want to learn every single thing that I can learn in this business. And I just need to get in those rooms. And I want to be with the people that's not fake in Hollywood. They got a lot of people that say stuff just in the mix of it, and they don't mean what they say. Just because we having a conversation, because we're gonna, and of course I'm a high let, and Lena Waithe, she a real one. Like, she said something to me, and she meant every word that she said. And we check up on each other. We holler at each other. I'm about to send her a text right now because I just saw today that she gonna be on Grey's Anatomy.
What did she say to you?
She was just like, when you roll up out of SNL, I got you. Period. Soon as I got it, I'm telling you, I don't think it was 3 days after the news came out. Bloop, contract. Let's go. Where you at? Come out to Chicago for a little while. Okay. Easy. And plenty of people told me after SNL, I got you. She the only one that made the call. Now that was unexpected. You know what I'm saying? Whether I go back to the Shy Season 8, I don't know. But she stood on business and carried my finances over to the next year too. So thank you, bitch. But she building her bubble. She sitting down talking to, shoot, I don't know why I'm having a bubble, man. Felicia Rashad's sister. She one of my favorites.
Debbie Allen.
Oh, Debbie. Man, you know what I would do to get my finger just to brush my shoulder up against Debbie Allen? And she doing that. You know, I want to, man, she doing it big, bruh. But that's why I appreciate her. What's up, Punk? Just check. Hey, I'm in New York. Where you at? I was supposed to go see her in Los Angeles, but man, I got so sick. I didn't want to spread that. But anyway, but she was a real one.
Anything else you want to talk about? Anything I haven't asked you?
You know, no, not really. I just think that, like, it's tough in this business. And I think, sometimes I think God is like, listen, you crazy. And sometimes I have to hold you back a little bit because you be popping off on people. And in this business, not everybody's gonna like you. And in this business, not everybody's gonna say, nope, I'm not gonna comment on her page and tell her something negative today. Because they got people that's gonna do that. Because people, they be fucking with me sometimes. Before I was at SNL, I couldn't respond. They'll tell me shit, I can't respond. But I'm not at SNL no more. So when people come while I'm having a good day, it could be on a post I posted 116 weeks ago. Tell me something mean and filthy. I be having time. I be typing all kind of shit. I be like, listen, motherfucker. I done did it so many times, people done deleted their comment. I'm like, I ain't at SNL no more, bitch.
It's nice though, because you be in some house, you gotta be chill online, don't want to get fired for some shit you tweeted or tagged or commented. You get out the house, you be like, we outside now, what's up? What's up? You had all that mouth when I was hired.
Yeah.
Now I'm not hired. What's up
happening?
now? Fuck you.
And now they like, oh shit, well, I didn't think you was gonna respond. I
didn't think you
just
could
thought
say
I could be a fucking jackass. No, bitch. But I'm starting to, just delete the comment. I'm starting to turn into a little cupcake. I am. Just delete it. Because I got to be ready for when God give me what I've been asking him for.
Positive.
And I don't want to fuck it up by cursing a motherfucker out that don't even deserve it.
Right.
You know, deserve the cursing out.
Right.
But don't deserve my time.
Right.
So.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Punkie. That was beautiful.
I appreciate being here. Thank you for your time. Hope I ain't talk your head off.
No, this is beautiful. This is awesome. I love this. Thank you so much.
I will talk all day.
You're the best. Thanks so much to Punkie for a great show, and thanks to you for watching. Touré Show gives you fuel to power your dreams because you can use your dreams like a rocket ship to blast you into a life you never imagined. You can make your dreams a reality. Maybe somehow this show can help. You can find me on TikTok at Touré Show and on Instagram at Touré Show. Touré Show is written by me. It's produced by Ashley Hobbs. Our editor is Ryan Woodhall. Our booker is Ray Holiday. And we're distributed by DCP Entertainment. And we will be back next Wednesday with more amazing guests because the man can't shut us down.